2 GB something, 2.5, 3.5, something like that, and then I installed it. But it will take sometimes 5 to 6 hours also, because my machine capacity, it's required for my Windows operating system running and finally virtual machines. But here virtual machines not using, only my Windows operating system it is using, right? Because we installing on the cloud environment. We are not using my laptop, RAM, CPU, nothing. It's only for launching in the cloud. You see, everything is green. So green means activated completely. Then every step is completed, then only this will enable. Continue. So it is inspecting hosts. This could take a minute. It is verifying what is that, each and every server, what is the properties, all the softwares, whether it is okay. You see, so some of the everything is it's okay. These are some amber color. So these are just warnings. Warnings, we can ignore it. You see, remaining no errors found, nothing found, everything, all the details are okay. Okay. Now here cluster summary. You can just read it. So we are going to install Cloudera, right? 5.16 point something 2 version. And in that, what is the Hadoop software? 2.6.0. Then MapReduce 2.6.0. Flume 1.6.0. Crunch 0.11 something. Cloudera Manager Agent 5.16. Right? Cloudera Manager 5.16.2. Then HDFS 2.6. HTTPFS, then Yarn, HBase, all the versions, they are giving a package like this way. You see, a lot of Java, which Java supported, Hue, HCatalog, Hive, Kudu. These are the tools, Pig, Parquet, everything you see. Which one supporting Zookeeper also? They have given every version, every HDFS, Yarn, HBase, these are separate versions, right? So they package like this way. What and all 5.16.2, which other tools and all will be helpful. So they created a package called Cloudera. Based on that package, so inside the tools, different tools, different versions, they made it a package. And we are installing now that package. If you install, all will come, but you have to select whether you require or not. That we can see later, how to select that one. Now it is done, cluster installation, finish. We'll go and select. Now cluster setup. So these are the options available. Core Hadoop, if you select this one, only these services will come. If you select this, only these services will come, different. So we'll go with, if you go with all, it will take a lot of time to install every service. So we will customize what and all service required currently. You see, this many services are they are providing for the free option. Okay, so HDFS mandatory. Okay, then what is the next one? Yarn. We need Yarn, Zookeeper. Zookeeper is mandatory, right? So we can select Zookeeper, Yarn. Yarn is a mandatory. Then we can select HBase. Then we can select Hive. Then you can select later also. After the installation of cluster, you can add one service also. That we can see later. Okay. Currently we'll select 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So first we'll install 5 service. Okay. Then later we can add Hue. Then Woozy we'll add it later. Okay. We'll see that one. Spark. These are the versions they have given. Okay. Because of free version we are selecting. Right. So I am going to click on continue. We are going to install 5 services. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Continue. Okay. So now here one more thing. So we are installing the cluster through Cloudera, right? So what it will show now, it's only activated one name node, one secondary name node first, then data nodes. We are not going to, first it will not install high availability. First it will install this only. So it means name node, secondary name node. Secondary name node. Then later, after the cluster installation, so you can enable high availability. So high availability means we can remove this secondary name node and we can add standby name node. Okay, that we can see later. First we are installing normal one name node, one secondary name node. Now you can see, we can find it here. You see HDFS. So name node, which server you want to install name node? So I don't want to install name node here. I want to install name node here. You can select like this way. So earlier automatically they display it here. I don't want to install that. I am installing here. Okay, so name node, because here Cloudera Manager is running, right? Fine. Then secondary name node, where it is? Secondary name node we can install in here, or else we'll install here secondary name node. Okay, then you see data nodes, custom. So 3 data nodes selected. I'm selecting this also, all the data nodes, all 4 servers, 4 data node service running. I am selecting. Okay, then what is the next one? Balancer command. Some balancer command. Okay, balancer we can keep it here only, or else we can select here also balancer command. Fine. Then HTTPFS. We can select any one. I'll select here HTTP, HDFS, HFS. Okay, so NFS gateway we can select here. That's it. HDFS related we have done. Then HBase properties. Where you want to install HBase master? HBase master I will install in the last node. Okay, because this node is less services, I will install HBase master in last node. Then, so we have region servers, right? H region servers. So custom, I'll select 3 region servers, or else 2 region servers. Last 2 are the region servers. Fine. Then I'll select this one, some REST HDFS, HBase REST server, HBase Thrift server. I'll select the last one. Okay, so this is HBase, HDFS done. Then Hive. So we can select Hive where you want to install it. So Hive gateway, I don't want to install all the servers. This 2 is fine, Hive gateway. Okay, then Hive Metastore, the last server, I'll made it. Okay, then Webcat hosts, we'll select 2. If it how many required, you can do it. So Hive server 2, this is mandatory. So we'll install Hive server 2 here in the first server. Okay, then Cloudera management service that we can select later. Then zookeepers, you see, only currently 1 is selected. So these 3, I'll select 3 zookeepers. Okay, first 3 servers, I'll select 3 zookeepers. That's it. Yarn, resource manager. Where you want to select resource manager? Here, the first server, I'll select resource manager. Then node managers. So all 4 we can select as node managers. You see, NM, node manager, node manager, node manager, node manager. Okay, then history server. History server, I can select as first. Okay, no problem. Then, so Cloudera manager. So Cloudera manager service monitor in the first node always automatically. Then activity monitor, we'll select any one node, either last node. Okay, host monitor. Host monitor also you can select here Cloudera manager node. Then reports manager, the same one. Then event server, the same one, fine. Then these are the default temporary template telemetry publisher. You can select any one service. I'll select here or else here. Okay, then alert publisher automatically first server. That's it. We have selected the respective servers, adding roles. We have roles, which one, which server, these are the roles, available instances, right? That's it. So you have to select and then continue. Database. As I mentioned, generally we need a Oracle database. If you require a Oracle database, you have to install the database and you have to create tables and all, tables, databases and all, right? But we are not going to use it any separate database. There is some embedded database, PostgreSQL. You see, PostgreSQL, automatically by default, it will come when you are installing. Okay. If you don't want, you can change it. You can install any MySQL or Oracle, and then you can create some of the databases related to Hive, databases or Amon, Harmon, something, whatever you want. Okay, you can create some database, and you can create some user ID passwords, and you can mention. So we are not going. So if you want going with custom database, you have to select this one. Okay, so we are not going with any custom default database. We'll go with. So you see, these are the database name, database type, PostgreSQL by default, database name Hive, database name Amon, something Armon. Okay, username, password. These are the password. So let us take it a picture for this one. If required, we'll connect later. Okay, so I'll minimize this one. You can click on test connection. Until that, this you see, the button is disabled. Success, right? All three success. Continue. You see? Okay. So here we can see that HBase directory, Hadoop block size, we can review the values. By default, HBase, there is a slash HBase. You can see block size. Which version we are going to install? 2.6.0, right? What is the block size? 128 MB. If you don't want, you can change it here, right? Data node failure volumes, right? On data node directory, where it is storing dfs dot and name node directory slash dfs.nn, secondary name node directory. You see, Hive we discussed, right? What is the default location? Hive user, Hive warehouse, like this way. All port number, meta port, every number you can find it, all the values. You can find a lot of settings. Then after install, service wise also, we can see the properties, different properties. So these are some basic properties they're asking. Review it. Okay. So continue. We don't want to change anything. Continue. Now starting the cluster setup. Step by step it is doing. Deploy configurations, then start Cloudera Manager, Zookeeper, start Hadoop, HDFS, start HBase, start Yarn, start Hive, then done. So it will load the cluster page. That's it. So any questions?
No.
So clear, able to follow what we are installing, what we are doing?
Yeah, the cluster installation you choose it's randomly or any reason the before
Service.
step before the service, yeah,
Yeah, I choose it selected any very.
the
We
random.
have, 10 to 12 services they have given, right? I selected randomly something.
Okay,
And
I just want to know.
later, after cluster installation done, you can add a service also. That we can see. That we will add one service, one or two.
Okay.
So cluster installation, what is mandatory for us? Hadoop, HDFS is mandatory, right? HDFS, YARN, that is mandatory. So that's what I selected those two. Then Zookeeper. Zookeeper will play an important role, right? That's what I selected Zookeeper. Then next HBase, default database. Then Hive. Hive is right for structured data processing.
Yeah.
So that's what very basic I selected Hive first.
So also I have questions. So if you go to real-time environment in Office, so someone is, so just in case if someone already being created a cluster thing, how do we check what are the services are available?
That's what we'll see. We'll see the last step
Okay.
after come.
Okay.
You will come to know. So these green color steps are completed all. Deploying, started Cloudera Manager, start Hadoop. You see, every service, whatever we installed, what are service we installed? HDFS, HBase, YARN, Hive. So done, continue. Your services are installed, configured, and running on your cluster. Finish. That's it. Cloudera page will be loading. These are the cluster details. You see, these are the services we installed on the cluster. Now got your question answer? Like?
Okay. This is very clear than Hadoop command line, right? This is very
Yes,
neat and
that's what. Very easy. And you see, no need to run command. Every 5 seconds, you see, you can observe it. Page is refreshing. Page will refresh and the values will change, the graphs. You see, the green graph color is coming. You see, green. So this is HDFS input output status. So this is the dashboard, cluster dashboard. So service, if any service you see, you can put on mouse good health. If any bad, it will change the color like red color type. These are some configuration issues. We can ignore it. You see red color, bad health. So it means some issue on this service. Okay, we can leave it. This is only for some configuration issue. That is what it is showing. But if your concentration always service, Hive service or HDFS service or HBase or YARN, Zookeeper, we have to monitor. This is the cluster monitoring. You see the data, how it is coming? Green color. The data automatically refreshing. So no need to go to command line and run the command for cluster status. Right? We just installed the cluster, but no data. We have not loaded any data. Right? So cluster is ready. But next, what is our task? We need to load some data. Right? We need to, generally we are practicing. We create some data, loading the data into cluster and checking that how it is, whether it is distributing three copies or how it is like. Okay, but here make sure if you want to see before going to load the data, if you want to click on this one by one, you'll go to that respective services. Now I want to see HDFS. Click. Okay, so HDFS status you can see like this way. Then here you can see the instances. Which instances? What are the servers HDFS is running? So instances means nodes. Secondary active name node, secondary name node. There is only one active name node currently we have. Right? We don't have a high availability still. We have not yet configured high availability. That we have to do it again. So it means we need to remove the secondary name node. We need to add another name node. So that will be automatically moved to standby. Okay. First, we'll copy some data like this way. What are the data nodes? 4 data nodes. Which servers it is running? HTTPFS, NFS gateway, name node, secondary name node, and observe it. We don't have a zookeepers here. Here, zookeepers are already available in the 3 zookeepers. That's fine. So we don't have a journal nodes. Observe it. We don't have any journal nodes here, right? NFS config, NFS gateway, name node, secondary name node. So when you are going with high availability, then journal nodes will come into picture and another name node. So that we can do it later, one by one. So now similarly, you can go with yarn. Click on yarn. What are the instances it is running? Resource manager, 1, node managers, 4, job history server. Right? So all are green color running. Similarly, you can go to HBase. What and all running HBase? Actually, HMaster, HRegion server. 1 HBase master active, remaining 2 region servers, 1 thrift server, okay, 1 HBase REST server, like this way. Okay, so similarly, if you go to Hive instances, how many servers Hive is running? Hive server, gateway, Hive metastore, like this way. What and all these are the we selected, right? Similarly, okay, so now let us see some of the operations. Now we are into cluster main page. You see here the cluster name, version, right? You see here, add a service. If you want to add a ecosystem tool, you can add this way option. Add a host. If you want to add new server like data node 4, 5 something, use this option. If you want, currently the start option disabled. Why? Because cluster is started already, right? Stop, restart enabled. So once you stop the services, start button enabled. Currently all started running. So start button is disabled. Stop button is enabled. We can start the cluster, restart the cluster, deploy the client configuration, upgrade the cluster, refresh the cluster. You see, enable the Kerberos, set up HDFS REST API. So cluster rename, maintenance mode, everything, all the options we can do it from here. From the cluster option here. And service wise, if you go to service wise, HDFS, you can stop, restart, rolling restart, instance, configuration, add a role, rename, delete. This is service level. Okay, so first we'll load some data. We'll take some sample configuration, sample files, we'll load into Hadoop. Okay, so yeah.
Before you go into kind of moving data, so if you any issues for troubleshooting, if you any chance you can show us troubleshoot things just in case of anything.
That's troubleshooting actually. So we cannot know what type of troubleshooting will come.
Yeah,
If any
exactly. Okay.
If any error came, so that we can able to identify. So that's what you see. It is showing some troubleshooting configuration issue. It is showing. Okay. So it is showing what is that Java heap size name node. It's recommended something 1 GB per every million HDFS block. So it means maximum value suggested 4 GB. It is showing, but we have only 1 GB. That is what alert is coming. So we can temporarily ignore the alert. Suppress means you can temporarily ignore the alert. So we can click on this one. Then confirm. We don't have a 4 GB memory, right? So
yeah,
we are ignoring the alert.
So what are the other issues it may happen?
Correct. So if your HDFS HBase, there is less memory. Okay. So less memory allocated. It is not enough memory. They will get a red color. So red color means it will show bad health like this way. So we have to click that one. What is the issue? Then it will display on the log file. What is the problem, exact problem? Either if it is memory related, or HBase master down. What is the reason for master down? We have to go to logs and check it. Until and unless we cannot confirm what is the reason. If master is down, try to check the logs. What is the reason for why it is down? Master is not having enough memory, or master is not having enough cores, whatever it is. We have to find out like that way. If you know the reason, exact reason, log file, then only you will come to know what happened on the particular server or particular service. Until and unless we cannot, confirm this is the problem. So we have to, we can see here, see this is C, bad health. So it means some problem, but we don't know what is the problem here. Some configuration issue it is showing. Right? Some configuration issue. So we'll see that one. I'll stop one data node, then we can see the alert will start. We'll see
Okay.
that. Okay, so I cleared the configuration. Let us try to do that one. It is asking at last data some configuration. So it is showing suppress, suppress, suppress. Suppress means it is required more memory, but we don't have more memory. So I'm just ignoring that. That's it. Okay, still it is having some problem. We can leave that one. That is fine. So our concentration here only, all the services. Okay, you see now the graphs are displaying the data since the cluster is started around 10 minutes, 5 minutes back, right? So what is the cluster network status? You see graph wise, HDFS input output, cluster network, cluster CPU, cluster disk. Graph wise, we can see, if you want to maximize the graph, okay, open in a chart dashboard, or else you can click here, maximize like this way. So last auto refresh, okay, so details, all the details you can find it like this way. Last, when it was the HDFS input output status. So data nodes, reading, writing, all the information you can find it like this way. If you go to network, what is the cluster network? You see, like reading, writing, processing the data, all the details you can find it like this way. This is required clients, how much cluster capacity, how much data up and data read write speed and all. So sometimes if they're required, please send us the graphs. So otherwise there is a output operations, right? So we checked it, general real-time cluster, left side data, middle Hadoop, and right side the output, either a report generation of report tools and all. The tools, when you configured, the client, they just open, okay, they want to see, okay, cluster capacity, cluster CPU, how much utilization on daily or weekly or day, like this way, they can find the details. Okay, so automatically refreshing, we are not refreshing anything. The cluster is automatically refreshing. Okay, so now we'll load some data. But generally, what we did in 2x, the 2x, what we did, let us go to here. So we just created a data files, sample file through root account. Here also creating a file. So we need to create a file, sample file here. Before going to that LL, okay, we are here. I am creating a sample file here, some file, some data. So creating any file, root account only. Okay, so let us take some data from the Google. We'll take it some data. I'll take some Hyderabad history. So we have some data, right? Long data. So I'm just selecting all, copy, I'll paste it multiple times. We need a big size file. Okay, so I'll save it, clear the screen, LL. So one file created, sample file. Okay, we have in the local file system, we created a sample file. Using this, just create some more files. Sample, sample one. Or else let us take it a big size. Multiple times sample. some sample one. You can check the size. Okay, some big size, fine, no problem. We'll take it again. Sample one, sample one, sample one, sample one, sample one, sample one, sample two. Fine, we have some big size. I don't know the size. Once you copy the file, you will come to know. Okay, so now in 2x, 1x, what we did? So copy a file into Hadoop also. We did through root account only. You observe that one? We did root account only, right? But here, root account will not allow. We'll try to do that one. What is the command to copy a file to Hadoop? HDFS, DFS, -put sample to Hadoop. Same command. Command is same, but through root user we are doing. That will not allow here. We can see next. What is that? How it will be? Permission denied, because from the distributions, root is not allowed to copy any data into Hadoop. So now we need a username. So username called HDFS. All Hadoop operations from the distribution, it will do only HDFS user. Okay, so we need to switch to HDFS user, but we don't know the password. We don't know the password for HDFS, right? So we can change the password HDFS. We can change the password, change password for HDFS account. So I'm changing the password. Okay, now I can switch to HDFS account for the same machine, Cloudera. Right? Now you see earlier root. Now I switch to HDFS. The same command, now I can run it. HDFS, DFS-ls, sorry, not ls, put sample to Hadoop. So I'm going to copy sample file to Hadoop through HDFS user. It will work. Copied. File is copied. So how to check? HDFS, DFS-ls. You see, we have some temp folder, HBase folder, sample file copied. Right? Similarly, we'll try with other two files. Sample one, sample two. But how to check? So we can check like HDFS command, HDFS FSCK, right? We can check the file system status. So we have some 11 blocks automatically, right? How many data nodes? 4 data nodes. Replication factor, default replication 3, right? Average block replication 3, something. Cluster is healthy, okay? But if you want to see in 2x, the name node web UI we have seen, right? How to log into that web UI page. Okay, so here go to HDFS. Okay, you can see here name node web UI. So which data node the name node is, which server the name node is installed, we need to know. If you click on it, shows data node 1, it is installed, right? So here we need to, if it is not loading, we need to copy the data node 1 IP address, we need to replace it here. Okay, so let us take that IP address of the data node 1. This is the one. Copy, delete, paste it. You see, active name node. Only one active name node we have. Okay, that's it is showing the same which we have seen. Active name node, standby name node, right? Similarly, we can see the cluster version, Hadoop version. Okay, all the details, cluster number, something block pool, summary, and what is the capacity of distributed file system. 138 MB using. What was the complete configured cluster capacity? Total 359 GB we configured storage of Hadoop data. Okay, so how many live nodes? Data nodes 4. Any dead nodes? 0. Decommission nodes? 0. Entering maintenance mode? 0. Total data node volume failure? Nothing. Journal nodes we have not yet configured. It is showing what is that? NFS drive. Okay, then we can go to one by one tab. So how many data nodes we have configured? Only 4 data nodes. So every data node, you see the blocks like this way, and you can find the time also, like what is the, okay, not here. So you want to see the files. What are files you copied? You see sample, sample 1, sample 2, 128 MB block size, replication factor 3. And what is our sample to latest size? 36 MB only. But what is our block size? It's 128 MB. So we can copy this file multiple times. We'll create a big size file. Then you can copy that file, will be converted into multiple blocks. Right? So any questions on here?
So the data node, the 4 data nodes, right? So it'll connect automatically 4. It'll make it a 4, right? The data
Yes,
node.
we made it 4. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is 2x whatever we did, how to check the copying the data into web UI. But here only one server we have. So that's what one active. Okay. So now only one name node we have, right? So one name node. If that name node goes down, HDFS will down. Also, we have one resource manager, right? Now we'll go with high availability. What is meant by high availability? We have to add one more name node into the cluster.
Standby node.
Right? We have to add one more name node. So how to add that one? How to add? How to do high availability? So go here. Okay. So you can see HDFS actions. So enable high availability. Okay. There is an option. Everything is through web only. There is no need to go manually. Just you have to find it out. Where is the option? Okay. So enable high availability. You can give some name, any name you can give it. Continue. So currently one name node is available in data node 1, right? One name node already available. Another name node, you have to select which server you want to install. So one name node is already available. Where it is, you see name node. Name node is available in second server. Remaining servers, which server you want to add one more name node? I'll select this one. Okay, the first one, Cloud Era Manager node, I'm selecting another name node. Fine. Then you see journal nodes. So which servers you want to select? Journal nodes. I'll select these 3. Anything, it's our choice. Okay, so I selected. That's it. Continue. Then, so here you see Cloud Era Manager. There is a DFS dot name node NN, right? Similarly, data node DFS dot NN. Similarly, journal nodes, we need to mention some path here. You see, path are empty. Here it's already available, right? Slash DFS dot NN, slash DFS dot NN name node. Then here we have to mention slash DFS dot slash JNN journal node. Okay, all 3 give same slash DFS JN, or else you can mention JN journal node, 1 JN. So all 3 slash DFS slash JN. That's it. Okay, so we have to mention this one manually because you want to store where you want to store the journal nodes. We have given it. Okay, that's it. Continue. That's it. It's automatically stopping the services, removing the secondary name node. So total 20 steps one by one will execute. So once it is done, we can see 2 name nodes, 3 journal nodes, all the details. We'll see that one. So easy, right? Enabling high availability also very easy.
Yeah, but the secondary name node will go off, right? Once
Yeah, remove it.
availability starts.
Yeah, you can see it here. It will see that. So removing secondary name node, somehow there is an option will come.
Yeah, this is better. I don't know why people are. It's a existing one. The Hadoop command line is tedious kind of stuff, but this one is
Hmm.
very user friendly. Why
But people,
enterprises are
but people will prefer the command
Mhm.
line command very well.
Okay.
It's easy. Installation is easy, but
For
every time,
installation.
right? So only one time or two time installation.
Yeah.
But if required, if you need some more troubleshooting, node wise, you have to go to log into the node and then check it. You cannot check it here, right? Some troubleshooting steps, you need to go to node and then check the permissions and all. So that's the
Yeah.
reason people will prefer who knows command line very well. That is
Okay.
fine. Installation, you will not get it. Even Hadoop, Apache Hadoop installation, you cannot see it nowadays. People will not go.
Yeah.
But you need to know how to install that one. That's the best.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah, correct. And the monitoring and recovery, disaster recovery, those things are the
everything here
right.
only.
Yeah, UI is
Everything,
better.
all this we can monitor it here only through Cloudera Manager. But people can, if you know both the command line also monitoring, that is a good. You now see one by one starting standby name node and failover controller, heartbeat, everything.
But yeah, for us like new people to learn, but this is better than command line,
Yes.
even fresher
But
people.
don't stop it to try with Apache also. That
Yeah,
is
yeah,
also just a single node cluster also. So you can try always. This is easy only, but some of the very easy this is anyone can do. But if you know the Apache Hadoop installation background, whatever you see, we are installing here, the background, what it is going on, whatever we open all the files, giving the properties, adding the properties and close it. That's it. It is background, it is running. If you know that is, this is nothing. But if you can practice Cloudera multiple times, that will help your interviews further, because people will ask what are the options available in the Cloudera, how to add a node, how to add a service. They'll ask like that only. How to take a backup, how to create a backup, where to check the backups. But we'll see one by one we'll go. They will ask options. That's it.
yeah.
Because
Now,
they will not give you cluster and do it, right? They will ask where is that exactly in the Cloudera Manager page, where you can find the option, whether you are aware of or not.
yeah, the navigation is known to know the
Yes,
navigation how to go.
they will test
And
it.
nowadays, yeah, I seen a lot of Cloudera manager, Cloudera openings only.
Yes, yes.
Cloudera
All
administrator.
US, all US people Cloudera, Hortonworks, most of the thing.
Yeah, most of the openings are
Are
here.
also
Job
available, but
openings.
Mapper is little difficult. Mapper, you cannot see, you cannot do nothing from the MCS VUI. All command line only. Installation also.
Yeah, but
That
I
is
seen a lot of no single. I checked even last week, no single openings in Mapper, but
Mapper
Cloudera
is
has
nothing but
many.
yes, Cloudera many. Wherever you go, Cloudera only. You see now we have done. Continue. Click on continue. Congratulations, successfully enabled for high availability for only Hadoop. We are enabling high availability only for storage layer. HDFS means storage layer. Processing layer still single resource manager only. Okay, that we can see. Now go back the main page. Okay, some configuration it is showing some data node 3 something threshold value it is showing. Okay, you can just suppress it. It is showing storage and this one memory is not at all enough. Fine. So now we have done the high availability of only HDFS. Okay, go back HDFS, check instances. You can find the, you see, failover controller, right? Wherever you install name node. Okay, so where is the name node one? Active name node. Which server? Data node one. Standby server, Cloudera manager. Same nodes only, failover controller installed automatically. You see, failover controller 1, failover controller 2. Failover controller always will be available in the wherever the name node is installed, in which server the name node is installed. And 3 journal nodes. You see, I'll select 3 journal nodes. Different, whatever you selected. Data node 1, 2, 3. Right? And NFS gateway also still available. You can stop it if you don't want NFS gateway. You can stop it. And if you can stop active, standby automatically pick it up as active. Here you can select here. Okay, stop. Everything is a web only. You can just stop it. So this will stop it, and this will start automatically as a active. Now you can open the standby also. So here, if you can refresh, this is active. So another standby. This is which one? Data node 1 now. So active name node is data node 1. So Cloudera. So Cloudera, you can open it. We need a Cloudera page IP. $50070. Here it will open standby name node. You see, standby. This we have seen right in the Apache Hadoop, Apache installation. Active, standby. So here you can check it here. For example, if you go to HDFS, you can see both name node, data node. So name node means name node web UI, active name node, standby name node. You can find it here. 2 links. Earlier only 1 link it will show. Now high availability, right? So 2 links it will show. You can directly open. That's what only we have opened here, these 2. This is enable high availability of HDFS, right? Similarly, we can go high availability for Yarn, MapReduce, right? Yarn. So Yarn is very easy. Go to here, open Yarn, actions, enable high availability. You see last option. So here, no need of only selecting current resource manager, data node 1, second resource manager, which one you want to install. I'll install in the next one, the last one. Okay, that's it. Continue. It will install. It will stop the resource manager, add a new resource manager, and restart both. But in Apache Hadoop, what we did, we opened a file and we added resource manager and then some of the configurations. We have not given any configurations. Everything will be automatically available. But we can see where we can find out the configuration files related to HDFS or related to Yarn or related to Hive. The same for Hortonworks also, but yes, UI differences slightly changing. So what we did for the high availability of MapReduce storage layer, so we selected the servers automatically gone. But in the Hortonworks, they made it slightly different. Okay, that we can see tomorrow. So done for the high availability of Yarn, finish. You can refresh, go back to the Yarn, instances. You can see active, standby, right? Node managers. So now if active goes down, standby will automatically convert it as active. That's it, high availability. Now you want to see the configuration files. We have not given any configuration, right? But let us go to HDFS. So in the first tab, status, right? So all the graphs, status, everything you can find it. Then go to instances. Hadoop, HDFS name nodes, data nodes, all the details we can find it here, right? Similarly, you see the configurations. You can find all the configuration related to HDFS, Zookeeper service, KMS, object store, HDFS block size, default UMask. So you see compression codes. You see compression codes also. Everything will be available. Rebalancing threshold 10%, rebalancing policy. All the how many it will be available. You see how many pages. See a lot of per page it is showing 25 values, right? So if you don't want a block size 128 MB, okay, you can simply change it. And once you select any value, here the save button will be enabled. So you have to save it. After the save, you need to restart. Some of the services will automatically require restart. That they can do it. So that is the changing of the values. So let us go to the next page. Let us see some of the, you see, temporary temp directory, allowed hosts and privileges, file system threshold, name node data directory. If you don't want here, if you want to add one more property, one more place, path to storing of name node data, so you can add it. So everything you can do it. We have not given anything, right? Automatically it is selecting. You see, secondary name node, but we are not no more using secondary name node, right? Then HDFS, user, system group, shared Hadoop, all the details, everything you can find it like this way. And next page. You see, every details it is available. If you want to add any custom details, you can add it. This is Hadoop related. Then you can go with Yarn. Similarly, configuration tab. All the details. So log aggregation, how many days you want to maintain, right? And ACL, admin permissions, right? And node manager timeout, graceful timeout, decommission time, and submit the replication, default some replication, application framework, local or Yarn, maximum number of attempts for map reduce jobs. Everything is configured. So if you don't want this, you can go and change it. For example, if I don't want this, okay, I'll change it 4. You see, it is enabled. So then I'll remove it, gone. That's it. Whatever value, you can place the value, save it. That's it. So any doubt, any questions? So this is cluster installation through Cloudera cluster installation. We are checking on Google Cloud. Same you can try for here also. You can take the 4 servers, okay, and you can install in your like normal our Windows machine, whatever we said, virtual machines. But we tried it in Google Cloud. But this, make sure once your practice is done, once you install, you can stop all the servers in Google Cloud. Otherwise, the billing will be keep on running. The billing, whatever now how many towers were installed, the billing is keep on running. And by month end, you will get a. Let me show you. Where is that? I closed it somehow. So month end, you will get a bill copy. So currently, it's my also empty like free. So after some time, even because I am using for this practice and all right, so it will get a bill. So that you have to pay the bill for monthly. Monthly, it will display the bill based on your usage. You have to pay the bill. Make sure once your practice is completed, you have to stop all the nodes. Okay, so then let us check other options. What and all other options we have here? Okay, so we'll add one service. What and all service we have? Let us add one service. and we have some more steps here. We'll see one by one what and all. So let us add a service. You can see. So these are the services are available. So we'll add a hue. Okay, hue service. We'll add a hue and a lot of services. But here the option, you can add only one service at a time. If I select this, that will go on. Okay, so you can add one service. So I'll adding what we can add it like scoop, or else we'll add a scoop. Okay, scoop to client only. This is pig is available. Let us check pig. I think pig they removed it. Fine, we can add hue also. Hue we'll add it. Hue is a web UI tool. We'll add it. Valid dependency of Oozie must be installed. Okay. Okay, so then we'll add it scoop 2. So where you want to install the scoop 2? So we can install in here. Again, related to scoop, directories will display. Derby or PostgreSQL or any RDBMS you install, and ID, password, all the details it will show. Go ahead. So this is adding a ecosystem tool, new tool, adding. And we need to validate the tools, right? Whether the tool, how to validate the tool, we'll show it. So currently we installed Hive, HBase, Scoop. So we'll validate Hive and HBase. How to do that? Okay, done. You can see we installed Scoop, right? Now Scoop will display here. You see, Scoop, earlier it is not there. Some configuration issue. So like this way, how many tools you installed, you can display here. We'll try to add some more. We'll try to add Oozie. So Oozie, there is a combination dependency. HBase, HDFS, Hive, Yarn, Zookeeper. Okay, we'll select this one. Continue. Where you want to add Oozie? The last server. So this is the Oozie username, password, test connection, success, continue. Default database, right? So creating Oozie database tables, default database. Okay, it is starting the Oozie service. Okay, done, continue, finish. So this will be added to, you can find it here. You see, Oozie. It is still not started. It will take some time. You see, Oozie, run. So I'll suppress this value. Now every service, whatever the service. So in your generally as you are saying, your Cloudera, your company, you can see the services. You can see sometimes 20 services like this way, the down lot of. And also the Cloudera, you can see not only single cluster, here cluster 1 and the down cluster 2, down cluster 3. You can configure like multiple cluster in a single Cloudera manager page. You can monitor. So for example, if you joined a banking company, okay, so banking company, they have cluster for credit card, so they'll made it cluster name credit card, and another cluster debit card if you have a servers. So like that, you can monitor multiple clusters in a single web page. But Hortonworks is not like that. You have to configure separate web page per separate cluster. Similarly, Mapr also. But Mapr, again, from this, you can maintain a single page or multiple pages, anything. So here, cluster 1. So if you configure, so cluster 2, the same server or different servers, you have to configure it. Then you can add. So here you can display cluster 2, like this way. So let us see some more options. So here, cluster services, right? Yarn, utilization report, applications, dynamic resource pooling, some of the pools available in this cluster option. Then if you go to hosts, what is host? Server. What are the servers available in your cluster? Will display. You see, server 1, server 2, 3, 4, right? Each and every server IP address. And how many roles it is available. You can see this many roles. And what are the roles? Role means name node, data node. Those are the roles. What is the status? Commission. And last heartbeat, you see, 1.55 seconds ago. Heartbeat also, you can find it here. And load, server load average. What is the server capacity disk? Every server we have taken 100 GB, right? In that 10 GB they are using, nearly 10 GB, 12 GB. Then what is the memory? Every server we have taken 7.5 GB, right? And in that, how much it is using, how much free space, you can find it like this way. And you can go one by one. Clusters, cores, commission state, commissioned, last heartbeat, good, load 1 minute, load 5 minutes, load 15 minutes, maintenance mode, rack, so default rack, services, what are the services we installed? Health test, good, health, disabled health. All the details, you can find it like this way. Right? Okay, so now if you want to add new server to this cluster, for example, if you launch it, what is that? If you launched any Google Cloud, one more server here. Okay, create instances after you started, after you added. If you want to add, okay, so where to add? You can see add new host to cluster. So here it will show some of the options. We'll go here. We have to add IP address, right? So before that, you have to ready it for the server. You have to take the server, new server, and you have to ready it. Okay, ready means what and all steps here. Here we did the first starting. So this changing, disabling, everything, right? So like this way. After changing all the steps, you can add the IP, then continue, search, then continue, next. Automatically, the installation is going on, and the cluster will be added to the node will be added to the cluster. Then after you displaying here, then new cluster will be displayed, new node, new server will be displayed in the DAO.